Women are out here. They're working backwards. You're literally working against yourself. If you have to ask for it from a man, I have a question from that man. I also would think that man is insecure. Any man that makes you ask, I think might be insecure.
Make you ask for what?
Anything. Like if he knows the need, but he wants to hear you say, "Can you please help me?" And he actually cares, like this man loves you. He's insecure. That's an ego stroke. That's a power play. Why are we power playing in our relationship? Partnership doesn't require power plays unless they're made together. What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of It's Giving. I am your host, Sarah Fontenot, and if you have not yet, please hit that button below. Make sure that you get subscribed. Hit that little bell so you get a notification with each new piece of content. Now, guys, every week I've been telling you, y'all have shifted the direction of this show. We are trying to get our guests, but also answer your questions. So if you want the questions to stop, y'all gonna have to stop, okay? But don't stop. We love it. So today we are back with responses to videos that y'all have submitted, as well as responses to questions that y'all have submitted. Without further ado, we got shot by Anissa on the mic. What's up, baby?
What's up, Sarah?
Yeah, shot with a camera, okay? Not with a gun.
Or both. I'm sorry. It's just with a camera.
Okay. And then we got Kenny over here, creative director, producer. What's up?
What's up, everybody?
Kenny's on the mic now, y'all, because y'all were like, we need to hear what Kenny has to say, too. I agree. I just be asking him questions, and now we got a mic on him. So without further ado, Anissa, where are we starting?
We're starting with questions.
Oh, all right.
We have so many questions. We have questions for the next 10 episodes, it seems like. All right. Why is it that women or girls pray for something, then get it and treat it like it's trash and like we're basic?
Women do that?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, supposedly they're talking about the women that's be on their knees saying, "Lord, send me a man. Lord, send me a man. Lord, send me a man." And then the Lord sends them a man, and then she nags him.
She don't want that one. Take that one back. When I asked for a man, this wasn't what I was thinking about.
Lord, I need a redo.
Like, God, you said you know my heart, but this is not reflecting that. You know? Honestly, I think men do that more than women do. I also think that women be in their house. And I think that when you are in your house for such a long period of time doing things your way, when you get a man and you have to compromise and now you got to do all these things, you get to do all these things, it's kind of like,
is this really one of them? There was a thread going, it was a Facebook thread going around saying that women who've been single for a long time are some of the most impatient women on the planet.
I feel that.
They said they wake up in the morning and they find you sleeping with your mouth open. They're ready to throw you away.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you in the refrigerator when I'm trying to cook breakfast. You're gone.
Let me tell you, if I go to my fridge, some of my girls be doing this to me. I like cubed ice. My girls like crushed ice.
I'm guilty.
And when I go to my fridge to put ice in my cup, and I have an ice cup that I pour over my beverage, right? Because you don't put, can I just, on a side note, this is so random. If you have a cup full of juice, do not go put ice in the full cup of juice or water or tea or whatever it is. Sorry, I had a moment because I had a reflection of juice going everywhere when the ice hit the drink and spilled outside of the cup. Not the point. The point is that that's an etiquette. That was an etiquette hack. The point is, I have my ice cup. I went to put my ice cup in my ice maker, and it was crushed.
I'm sorry. That was probably me.
It'd be them little things that's like, I didn't want crushed ice.
Like, you finally get with a man, and then he leaves the toilet seat up, and then you go to the bathroom and you fall in. Like, stuff like.
Only if it's dark and you're very tired. I don't get up in the middle of the night, though.
I don't either, but I feel like there has to be some level. I mean, if you're going to treat somebody like trash, just throw them away. Like, not throw them away like in the trash. But it's like, if you know you're not going to treat a person right, you just need to release them.
I want to know, what does it mean to not be treated right? And also, what are you doing to warrant bad treatment? It's a two-way street.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, if someone is treating you bad, you teach people how to treat you. No one's ever going to treat me bad and be around because my threshold, I don't have tolerance.
A lot of capacity,
yeah. I have capacity. I just refuse to allot my capacity for bad treatment. I don't have tolerance. You want to treat me bad, you won't see me because I don't have tolerance for it. So I feel like if you have a person that's constantly treating you bad or constantly disrespecting you or constantly, calling you out of your name or whatever it could be, just not treating you the way you want to be treated, I would ask you to assess your boundaries because people only treat you as bad as you'll treat yourself.
Yeah. I just had one of those moments not too long ago. I was like, obviously there's something in me that makes people think that they can play with me like this. And I don't like that.
Oh, that's a boundary thing.
Yeah, but it's also a humility thing too, because a lot of people will take that as that something is wrong with everybody else.
What does that mean?
Like, it's an accountability thing. Like, besides, like, I could have easily took that situation and be like, oh, well, there's something wrong with them. I'm fine. Besides looking at myself saying like, this is happening more than I like it to be happening.
Oh, okay.
And obviously this is a me thing because it's something, it's the same thing is happening with different people.
Yeah. I think it's always a self thing. Always. Every single time. You know what the most powerful lesson I ever learned in my life was?
You know what?
That I am at the pinpoint, like the peak, the core, the creation of all of the pain that I've ever felt because they all came from my decisions. And when you take responsibility for your life in that way, you start making better decisions. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just recently made that decision. We talked about that yesterday.
We did.
You were so happy for me.
I was.
All right. This is a good one.
Okay, ready.
Should a woman take a man's last name? Should a woman take a man's last name?
I feel like there's probably a lot of grief that goes into that, to be honest. Because I don't think it's as easy as like, oh, I'm Mrs. Blank, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's. But yes, I think the answer is yes.
Would you take your husband's last name, or are you a hyphenated girl?
I'll probably hyphenate.
So Sarah Fontenot,
Blank.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
What if your husband came to you and be like, nah, you gotta get rid of your last name if you want me to marry you?
I don't think my husband would ever tell me what I got to do.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, what if that made him uncomfortable? Like, what if he grew up with the aspiration of him making a beautiful woman his wife and him taking his name and making kids, and then he finally feels like he meets the woman of his dream is you, and y'all are like planning the future, and y'all already have the names of y'all kids and where y'all gonna live, and then that one thing, Sarah, it will make me feel better if you take my last name completely. Like, what if that was like something that really made him uneasy? Would you still do it?
I have questions. Why does that make you uneasy? What part of me assuming your last name is my final last name makes it less of me being your dream girl and less in alignment and less of how we love each other and less of how we show up for one another? Like, what would make me keeping what I have and adding to it less?
I feel, and I could be 100% wrong. This is just an opinion. I feel like when a woman gets married to a man, she leaves her
family behind. It's like she's leaving her father's, like, it's the severance.
Yeah, I feel like because a daughter is a man's legacy. Well, his kids are his legacy, right?
But really, his son is more.
Well, you know what? But his kids essentially
carries on the name.
Yeah, right. So because of that, I feel like when a wife gets married, I feel like there's like it's maybe a safety thing. Like, she doesn't feel like she wants to completely allow him to have that legacy sake in a way. Maybe because I've heard like it was a safety thing. Like women who were like, no, I'm not taking his last name. It was a safety thing, not like a.
No, for me, I feel like I've built a name inside of my last name currently. I don't think it has to do with like anything else. And it's funny, when I moved to America, they told me there was a whole name thing, and I was gonna be Sarah Sanders because I thought that was the cutest name on the planet. Yeah, because in the entertainment industry, there can't be more than one name, and blah 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 blah. And so I told my mom, I was like, "Oh, I'm about to be Sarah Sanders." You hear that alliteration? And my mom was like, "No, no."
So
no.
where did Fontenot come from?
My dad's last name is Fontenot, Andre Fontenot, but I'm a Brown Fontenot.
I'm so confused. What?
My last name, Brown Fontenot.
So your full last name is Brown Fontenot. Your mother hyphenated her last name.
Yeah, my mom's a Brown Fontenot.
Really?
Fun fact of the day.
I remember you cashed at me for the first time. I was like, who is Sarah Brown? Who is that?
Yeah, but no one knows me as that.
Yeah.
But in the entertainment industry, there was already a Sarah Brown that existed. It was in Big Mama's house too. She didn't even have that big of a role. So I was upset at first. Like, I have to change my name.
You don't even look like a Sarah Brown.
I don't?
No, girl, you look like a Sarah Fontenot. You look like a Fontenot. I can't even explain that. Your name matches you perfectly.
Thank you. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, for sure. Daddy, you did that. Okay. Tips on how to carry a conversation with a man.
Ooh. Spicy.
Tips.
Oh. Okay, are we texting? Let's start with texting.
Yeah, because that's a different thing, isn't it? It's so funny because me, you, and Athena be sitting here. We be in the middle of a conversation. We be like, Sarah, Sarah, what do we need to say? Like, how do I respond to this?
Girl.
It is always you are the enlightened one, and I'm the
no
girl. Forget him.
No, we all have our different things. But I would say, okay, let's talk about if you're interested in a man and you want to win his affinities and get his respect and attention. I don't know why I'm even talking. I'm so excited. I do this with all my girlfriends. I'm actually excited about this question.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies. Where am I? Here? Ladies. If you want a man to text you back and you're texting him and you're checking in and you're just not getting the attention that you want, you're not getting the consistency that you want, it's because you're not speaking his language. Let me tell you what I mean. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so when you're texting a man, say whatever. Let's say, hey, babe, how are you? That's what he says. Or hey, girl. Or hey, how are you? Whatever. Oh, I'm great. How are you? Right? He's going to say, oh, I'm great. Now that's usually the end of the conversation. And it's the end of the conversation because there's no more questions. Men need a question. So what does that mean? This conversation would go as so. Instead of just waiting for, after he says, I'm great, I'm waiting for him to say something else because he hit you up first. So why is he not continuing on the conversation? We know this happens, right? Do we know this happens? Kenny, have you ever done that before?
Yes.
I'm sure. Have you had men do that to you before?
Yes.
It's like, what was the point of him even hitting me up? He was thinking about you. But he's not a texter or a talker. This is what you do. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hey, babe. Well, how are you? I'm great. How are you? I'm great. Ladies, this is when you ask a question. Something completely random, fun, light, awesome. It could be something as simple as, I don't know, if you guys are watching a Netflix series together, or because there's that new show everybody's talking about. I personally haven't seen it, but you could say, are you watching that new Dungeons and Dragons show? Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I don't watch
Do you know what I'm talking about? None of us watch TV. Or it could be as simple as, oh my gosh, did you see that hilarious meme on Instagram? You're sparking conversation. It doesn't matter what it is. Did you see that dog with the mohawk? Oh my God, I have to send you this picture. Is that okay? Always end with a question. When you end with a question, he's going to respond. And now you're getting more of an idea of who your person is while you're in the get to know phase. It could literally be anything. So let's say, I don't know, what's an example? What do we want to know about our men?
How's work going? Like, how's your mental health? I ask that a lot to a lot of my
too deep. That's a face-to-face conversation. That is not.
We're
still
sticking to
texting.
The texting. Okay.
Fluffy, airy. Like, what do we want to know about our men?
Oh, okay.
What do we want our men to say? You can literally get a man.
How do you feel about the Olympics this year? I feel like that was
what?
The Olympics this year. There was a lot of beautiful black women.
It's so vague.
What do you mean?
It's too broad.
What?
It's too broad. It's too big. Bring it in. Are you a Simone Biles fan?
Oh yeah.
Something specific. Did you watch the Olympics this year? Okay, that's big. Now we bring it in. Are you a gymnastics fan? Oh my God, did you see Simone Biles? Now, honestly, or you could make it into more of a man conversation because that's more feminine. A man conversation would be, oh my God, these Olympics are crazy. Are you one of those people that start liking brand new sports you never even knew about before because now they're playing on the Olympics?
Oh, how do you feel about breakdancing in the Olympics this year?
Did you see that one video? Oh my God, that lady was crazy.
Yeah, she wasn't supposed to be there.
Now it's fun, it's airy, it's light, and you're continuing on the conversation. Now for in person.
That's how you are in real life, though.
I know. I am. I feel like one thing, okay, can I give a tip before I go into like conversating?
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, ladies, shoulders down, chin regular, not up, chin just 90 degree, okay? Release your tongue from the top of your mouth and relax your jaw. Be loose, be in your skin, and sit up, have good posture. All of these things are more feminine, which is more attractive to a masculine man. That's number one. Number two, dress for your body type. Curvy, pear-shaped. What's the one on the top? When you're bigger on the top, like bustier, whatever it may be, doesn't matter. Dress for your, enhance you. Be fun, be frilly, be sweet, all of those things. Now, when you're in person, be interested, not necessarily interesting.
I know every single time you're interested in a thing, I can look at you and tell because it's your eyes. I've seen Sarah look at men with the most doughy eyes.
But also women. I don't only do it to men. I think I'm just interested in what I'm interested in.
I don't know.
No,
Sarah, I've never seen you look at a woman like that ever.
No, you know what it is? I don't think it's a woman because when Athena will bag on me, she'll be like, you'll look at this wall and be like, wow, you're just the most beautiful wall I've ever seen. But I really am like that with people though.
Okay.
That's not your experience. That's fine.
I'm just
interested.
I've just spent a lot of time with you over the last several months, and I've seen you just have a way to look at a man.
I'm interested
to make him feel like he is the only man in the room.
And you know what? I do that with every person that I'm being present with.
You do.
When I am with anyone, I am interested and I am waiting on what's going to come next for you.
I agree, but I have to disagree at the same time because you don't do the eye thing. I don't
know what the eye thing is. I can't see.
You have like these doughy eyes. Like you get like excited, like you get big eyed when you're with your girls and you're like, hey girl, like you. But when you're with them and you're like, hi. Like,
I don't know. Maybe that means I'm coy. Kenny, do you know what she's talking about?
You just look like a big kid who's happy to know.
I love that.
You're like, hi. And yeah, like you're so smiley and giddy.
I am. I'm interested.
Yeah. I just say you're jolly.
Yeah. I am pretty jolly. I'm a jolly person. So for me, that is the biggest hack because ultimately masculine men, number one, want to feel needed, even though they're going to tell you they don't need anybody or anything. Mm-hmm. They need to feel needed. Number two, masculine men want to feel like they can teach you something. Mm-hmm. So if you're just like, yeah, how was your day? Like, are you angry?
Like, yeah, we got. Are we
about
beef?
To fight?
Yeah.
Do you want to throw hands?
Yeah, we got beef. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, so I feel like we live in a world where men just want to feel like King Kong ain't got nothing on me. That's how men want to feel, and their women should make their man feel that way. If you want a masculine man that genuinely finds value in your presence,
this is true. I know this from personal experience. Men love it when you stroke their ego. I promise.
Yes, they do. But everyone loves it when you stroke their ego. I actually feel like it's really healthy to stroke egos.
Yeah, you're really good at it.
Thank you. And it's with everyone.
Sarah will whole time critique you, and then she'll in the very next break, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
True.
I was like, No, I'm not. Like, what do you mean?
But you are doing a great job. There's just a little shift to happen.
The sandwich method.
It's the sandwich method.
I'm learning, Sarah. I've been learning.
I learned this from my mother.
I'm telling you.
My mom always said, make friends everywhere you go. That's why people be doing stuff. Like when people just feel seen, that is a hack, okay? When people feel seen inside of their life, and you're the person that sees them, they will go above and beyond, because the truth is, and some might call this manipulation, some might call it contrivance. At the end of the day, the truth is people will do more for recognition than they will for money. And we live in a world where people don't get seen very often. So when they get the slightest bit of attention or respect, things start to change. They will do any and all things. That sounded manipulative, huh? Am I in my dark feminine?
You know,
Am I?
I believe you have mastered the art of manipulation in the best way.
For certain.
I feel like all women need to know how to master the art of manipulation.
It's fight or flight.
Yeah, I feel like that is a woman's art of manipulation is equate to a man's physical strength.
I agree with you. I absolutely agree. But we're going to say contrivance.
Sure.
Because manipulation has such a negative connotation.
But you know what I mean.
Oh, no, I know what you mean.
But I know what I mean too.
Others don't, because they don't know me. But I be inspiring. I am a great orchestrator. I will say that. I am a master seed planter. I know the result that I want, and that's what I go for. And only if you have a different plant or seed, that's the only way something else different is going to grow. You know?
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
I have a good one.
Ooh.
I don't know why. I don't know how I didn't see this one.
Okay.
Why don't some, capitalized on the some,
Okay,
women realize they raise the very men they don't want? Okay, because I'm a mom, can I go first?
Yes.
And then you can chop my head off after.
No,
because I have a son.
Yes.
That I am estranged with right now.
Yes.
And it's a process right now. And if I were to find him on the street, like if I didn't know him and a man like him were to come, I would never give him a chance ever.
Damn.
Right. So, and I believe from experience, women have no reason. Well, they have a reason, but they have they should not be allowed to raise boys by themselves. Like I genuinely feel that women have no business raising sons. I had no business raising a boy because I am not a boy. My mind can't even fit into the mental box. Like I can't even, like, I have no capacity to raise a boy. My girls, that's different. Like they love them some of me. But because they're the difference between man and woman, like it's just impossible. Just like I feel like men can't raise their daughters. Like, are there women out here who successfully raise boys? Yes. Are there men out here who successfully raise girls? Yes. But there's always an exception to the rule. But generally, they have no business raising boys. And I take 100% accountability. Like my son needed a strong male presence in his life. And because he was raised by women, he has women tendencies, and he lacks masculinity, like in a lot of areas. I just saw him last weekend. We talked about that. I didn't tell you what happened, but he a little sassy. But he is. Shut up. He is. I love my son though, but because it's like we have to be honest. These are conversations we need to have. My son is sassy. He acts feminine. Is he gay? No, but he was raised by women, so he therefore acts feminine. Mm-hmm. So that's why, because women are raising women in their sons. Yeah. And unless women are humble enough to say to themselves, I am not capable to do this on my own. I need to find a mentor or some type of strong male presence, my son is doomed. Until we can have that conversation and be like, I can do anything. No, it will never change. It will even get worse. That's all I got to say. You can cut my head off now.
No, I'm not going to cut your head off. You know, I don't really be cutting heads off anyway. But I would say that I'm going to take it a step back from that and say, ladies need to stop getting pregnant by losers that don't support a child. I think that people are so desperate to have a relationship that they're not safe and they're not thinking long term. And a lot of these dads walk out on their sons, and that's why men these days that are being raised are soft, because you're right. They are raised in single mothers and single female households. And that's not fair to that son. So I feel like, why are people laying down? Why would you even lay down with a man you don't even like that?
Because they like bad boys. I don't understand.
I feel sick. My stomach just hurt when you said that. Like, ooh.
I mean, because it's like a man that sags his skinny jeans with a AK to his, well, not an AK, a submachine gun to his temple. It's sexy with a ski mask on.
No, it's not. It's a problem. It's giving trauma.
Sarah,
it's giving traumatized.
It's the sexiest thing on the planet.
To who?
I don't know.
I see that and I'm like, oh, it's giving drama. There's one person actually that I've met. I met a couple of times at this party. Tall, handsome, 3 kids by 3 different women, and like smooth, successful, whatever. A lot of women would be like, oh, okay, I would take a ride on that roller coaster. No, not at all. No. You are so not even close to wanting to commit. Why would I have a child by you? I'm going to let you take away the one massive thing that I have to offer my husband, which is his legacy, and squander it on some clown?
So you wouldn't date a man with kids by multiple women?
Probably not, to be honest. No, probably not, to be honest, unless they were married. Like if you've been in multiple, because remember, I like older men. So if you've been married twice and you have 3 kids by 2 different women, okay, that's fine. But I'm saying men out here that are just out, they're not going to commit to you. They've never even given you a sign of committing to you. And you still lay down with this person and you still get pregnant and you still have a child by this person. You're literally creating the men that society talks about today. And that's why we have feminine men in the household today, and masculine women, because women have to be in their masculine to even attempt to raise a boy. So I think that, I think we gotta, like, again, think about your result. Don't squander your legacy on somebody like, I don't know. Kenny, what do you think? What's your thought? We just said a lot.
It's a good one. All right, so why are they raising? So I guess, is there 2 questions or one?
It's one.
Why are they raising?
Right. Why are they raising? I mean, lack of the man in the relationship, right? There's no real representation of what's right or wrong. If they were only taught a certain way of what a man is, let's say their father is missing, they already got tendencies of what that's like and what they think is a better figure for a father. Then they have a baby with a man and the man's not there. Now they're thinking, what is a better version of that man? So now they got 2 situations of what do I think is a better man, and they have 2 representations of not a great man at all.
Yeah.
So from there, it's really almost a hopeless situation because she's not going to have the right tendencies of how to raise the man, doesn't have the representation, and then maybe the community around her may also be in the same boat, right? She might have other girlfriends that's in the same boat. They don't got the baby father. None of them are raised by the right men, and these dudes are on the street just wilding. So it's unfortunate. It all has to be internal, man. These ladies have to find the right guy.
Yeah.
It really is what it is, because then you find out shows like Maury and Jerry Springer is real because of these scenarios. And then we're going to blame the kids, and the kids didn't even have a chance. So what are they going to learn from school?
Yeah.
School's not teaching it.
At all.
And you talking about public school? In 2024?
This is the laugh for me.
Yeah, it's almost
God.
like a lost cause. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really, really unfortunate. And then from there, I would say, because I can't relate to it, but I would say if I did, it would now come down to the boy himself to figure it out and making the choice and being like, wow, I didn't have the representation for my mother, my father, my grandfather, all these things. I have to do it for myself.
Yeah.
And it is possible.
Yeah.
But the mindset has to be there for the young man.
Yeah. And often we're a product of our environment.
Yeah. I feel that way about my son now. Like, I did the best that I could with him. He has to make the choice on whether he is going to be a victim of his circumstances or be a victor of his circumstances. Period. And I had to learn how to forgive myself because, as a mom, you have a level of guilt when you feel like you didn't raise your kids right. I don't know about anybody else. I know I do. There was a lot of guilt. And then I realized, like, wait a minute, I had him at 13. Like, wait, like
you were learning with him.
You know what I mean?
Growing up
he
with
grew
him.
up with me. He was my son was my brother for half his life.
Yeah.
And as weird as that sound, like that was my truth.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for my mom because she created an opportunity where somehow, some weird way, I can still live a life of like adolescence while still being a mom. But it goes back to my point, like any man that grew up without the father in the home, it is like, unless he, like he said, has the mindset or made the decision to have the mindset, he's more feminine.
Okay, so I have a question, and this is gonna piss people off.
Sure, I don't care. Go ahead. I love pissing people off.
So, do you guys feel like it's okay to date anyone, male or female, that come from homes with a single mom?
Whoo-wee. Okay. Because I am a single mom. Okay. For me, in my dating life, I would not date somebody from a single mom household.
Really?
Unless they have done the work. Like, for instance, like I was raised in a single mom household. Yeah. Right? However, I have done a level of work. Am I still working on myself? Sure. I have done a level of work where I feel like I have the capacity to be open to the understanding of the mindset of a person who was raised differently. Because 2-parent household doesn't mean success all the time. That just means that they live in the ideals. Right. So it's just like I've seen people who had both parents in the household and they still grew up stupid and jacked up. Right. And then I've seen people with one parent in the household and they grew up wonderful people. Like it's really based on the person on what and whether they made the decision to be not a victim of their circumstances. So I would, if you've done the work, but if you haven't done the work, no, I don't got time. Because I dated somebody and they completely traumatized and altered my life. And they grew up in a 2-parent household that's been married their whole lives. Like you would have thought he was raised right, but he was a horrible person.
Okay, Kenny, what you got?
Same concept. As long as they do the work, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't see it as a big deal. I would only see the big deal if they use that situation and still became victim, right? And they're like, they have huge tendencies of negativity because of the single mother. Maybe was it demasculating a man? Maybe not having the right finances in mind. Maybe not having a future and career goal path for yourself. All the negative things. Then it's like, all right, we can't do anything about this because it's already instilled in you to act and behave a certain way.
Yeah.
Now, can you come from that and have a different mindset? Of course. Again, it's like what I said with the boy. Like, the child of that parent has to make the decision now, moving forward, if they're going to change for the better. There's generational curses. Someone has to break it. I'm okay. It's okay. They can be single father, single mother, as long as they don't have the same tendencies.
Because I have to think about whether, like, as a single parent, do I feel like I'm worthy of love? Like, do I feel like I'm worthy of having, like, my kids are not a death sentence. Like
but it does disqualify you from certain people.
Like, what do you mean? Go ahead, say it. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. We friends in real life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like when you have children out of okay, let me also say this. There's different types of situations that happen.
Because
right?
I was married.
I know.
Right.
There's people that are just frivolous with their life and they have a bunch of kids by a bunch of different men.
Yeah.
There are people that were married, they had children, they got divorced. There are people that were married, were widowed, but they had children. There are people that were in a relationship and they had children. So I think there's so many different experiences of how children come into the world.
So, okay, what experience do you feel like a woman has to have to disqualify her from certain things if she had children out of wedlock? Like, cause like my situation is different. I was married. I got married and had kids.
Yeah. I don't think that it's that at all. What I'm saying is, you're not disqualified from an experience. I think you're disqualified from a certain caliber of man.
What do you mean?
Most high value masculine men have all of the options. right? All of the options. They make the money, they take care of their body, they're mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually sound, they're energetically high. They all the women are flocking to this percentage of men. I'm not saying for you, right? I know I'm saying in general, right? Just generally speaking. So if they have all of the options, it's the same way how women that are aesthetically look a certain way, they have more options than someone that may not. Just like a man with money that has value has different options from someone that may not. They don't have to choose a woman that has 8 kids by 6 different men. You know what I mean?
Of course. That's crazy, by the way.
And I'm just throwing it out there. So what I'm saying is, essentially, when you have a bunch of children by more than one man, why would a high value masculine man choose you over choosing someone that preserved their body, is the same level of aesthetically pleasing, and brings value? It's like how I always say, when someone's like, would you date a man that makes $60,000 a year? No, because I don't have to.
Yeah.
The person that makes $60,000 a year with good character, the man that makes $600,000 a year that has good character, the man that makes $6 million a year that has good character, the man that makes $60 million a year that has good character. Why would I choose the man that makes $60,000 when I have all the options?
Yeah, I feel...
I'm going to get eaten alive for saying this, by the way. And I know that for certain.
I don't think like you should care, because Aaron said something very similar. Shout out to you, Mr. Lego. That's our friend. He had a post similar to his that's saying like, he was saying like, I'm not saying women without children can't get like in a good relationship. It's just that when a woman has a child and is single, she has to have something of more value where her having a child is seen like it's not a factor. Like it doesn't matter that you have this child, because you give me so much value in my life where I can disregard the fact that you've created life outside of me. And a lot of people and a lot of women were like, well, what they got to do with you, like me having a kid before you? And at first I used to agree, because I was a hit dogs will holler, you know what I'm saying? But then once I matured, I realized like men, and this is the cause of our friendship too. Like men really like they put so much emphasis on possession and what they feel is theirs,
and exclusivity
yes. And feeling like they've made something with their hands. Like, so that's why men take it so hard when their wife cheats on them. Yeah. Because they're like, they have a level of possessiveness where like, you literally belong to me, and you're literally giving somebody something that is mine to someone else. And it's the same thing. Like, I am accepting another man's seed. It don't got nothing to do, like, you created life. Like, he entered you and created life, and I have to completely disregard that to be with you. So what is it going to be for me to have to disregard that for me to be with you? And at
high value.
Yeah, it has to be a high level of value. And a lot of women are so mad at that because they don't give value nowhere else outside of their
yeah, you don't have to believe that.
I'm just being real.
But well, that, and also, sometimes a pretty face, like it'll catch them, but it won't keep them. Yeah, and I don't know. I guess my mind is just going at a mile a minute, but I do think that, and I hate to say certain things, but it's just the truth. We have to think biologically and logically. This is the reality of the situation of innately how masculine men move and think. And the question is, do you want to disqualify yourself from someone that you actually desire to be with because you don't want to wrap it up, or because you want to lay down with somebody that doesn't even give you the time of day? Because let me tell you this. You should never, ever give any man a chance to tell you more than once he doesn't want you.
Okay, I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
The disagreement is coming. I'm ready. Come on, go ahead.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yes, you are.
I 100% agree with you. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
It is the men. I feel like women, we need it plain. Like, look me in the face and be a man and tell me you do not rock with me like that for real.
I don't need that.
That's you. I'm saying this because a lot of women live in Delulu land. I'm just being real. They need, like, a lot of women, like, a man will be playing all in their face and she will make excuses for him. And, you know, and like you said, don't let a man have to tell you twice that he don't rock with you like that. Because a lot of men, they will show you, but they'll never tell you. Like, they will show you with their actions. Like, they'll show you, like, I don't like you like that for real. But a woman is so delulu sometimes where...
I've been there.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of times men need to be more brave and stop thinking with their other heads. Because that's
just keep it a buck
and keep it a buck and say, I don't like you like that. Shawty, like, get away from me. And stop caring about busting a nut.
And I think women have to get better at setting boundaries with what's okay and what's not. And if he falls short of that, let that man go.
Yeah.
We can't be so connected to a delusional idea of what we think it's going to be or the potential of what it can be that we ignore the reality.
Yeah.
We have to be realistic with what we're actually getting. And we have to stop rationalizing bad behavior. I've done it because I was in grieving, right? Life allows us to do certain things and I got lessons and that's okay. But ultimately, you teach people how to treat you. And you know what else I'll say? Ladies, this one, Kenny, this is it? Okay. Ladies, if you find yourself saying, but he wasn't trying to hurt me.
Girl, bye.
Or if you find yourself saying, no one's ever held him accountable before. Or if you find yourself saying, it wasn't malicious.
Girl, bye. Yes, it was.
Or if you find yourself saying, you know, I'm just a new standard for him. These are all rationalizations of bad behavior. Mm-hmm. And you have to ask yourself really and truly, whether it was malicious or not, do you want to be that man's learning curve? Because ultimately, it's not our responsibility, although a lot of us as women do this, it's not our responsibility to make a man grow up. Because a lot of men get older, but they never grow up. Maturity is not synonymous with age. And so I think that it is important for us as women to set our boundaries, move in a way, be high value feminine women so that we can attract and call in men that are aligned with our same level of core values. Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
It's so funny that this next question is kind of talking about... Okay. I'm just going to ask it to you. Okay. That was a lot. I like it though.
Okay.
How do you handle friendships or relationships with people who do not meet your high value standards? Do you cut them off or try to elevate them? I can respond to how I feel like you treated me.
Okay.
Because I honestly, I had no idea what you wanted with me. I was like, Sarah, what? like what? Like, I promise you, because just coming from a different type of life and then meeting you, I came in with my guard up like, there's no way that this woman wants to be my friend. Like this, I was just so like, what did she want? Like I was so
You're
like
skeptical.
I was very not because of anything that you've done. Like it was because you were doing all of the right things. It was because I'm used to being around low vibrational people. I grew up in a low vibrational area and I was around low vibrational people my whole life. So when I get into this entrepreneurial space 2-3 years ago and I'm like, yeah, I want to work. I'm going to be a corporate videographer and I'm going to get all the business with the entrepreneurs and I'm meeting all these millionaires and bajillionaires and trillionaires. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like this is a whole new world. Like I'm like Aladdin. Like I'm in, I see you on the Instagram. This is real talk. This is a true story. I see you on the Instagram and I was just like, I cannot wait to meet her one day. Aww. I can't wait because you were talking about your dad and about his like health and you were in tears. And I was like, my mom was, I think she had
just passed.
She just passed. And I was just like, I just wanted to hug. I never wanted to hug somebody so bad through a screen because I physically felt your pain. I even cried a tear like when I saw it. And I was like, I think a month later, you was in the room and I was like, oh, that Sarah? And I walked up to you and we had like this long conversation. Goosebumps was involved. And we were both, so you were like, follow me on Instagram. And I was like, can you follow me back? You was like, absolutely. And then you hit me up random. No, I'm lying. I hit you up randomly. And I'm like, hey, if you ever needed anything, because I shot my shot. I was like, if you ever needed anything, I got you. I just love you so much. And you hit me up. He was like, hey, I'll never forget. I don't want to waste your time. But hey, I don't want to waste your time, but I need you for a thing. And I was like, how are you going to waste my time? I don't know, but I just don't want to waste your time. And over time, I'm like, I'm going to these places and then I meet Kenny again because somehow y'all are together, linked up somehow, and then we're shooting skits. And then I'm like, what is going on with my life? Like, what does this woman want with me? Because I saw you, the people you were hanging out with, and in my mind, this is the life, not your life, but this is the level of caliber of life I want to live. And I was like, so I already felt inferior in a way because I wasn't there yet. And I can admit that I wasn't there yet. Like I was growing to get there. And I feel as if like you saw me like trying to jump to the top of the fence and like barely being able to reach it. And then I jumped again and then you grabbed my wrist and then you pulled me up to you. And at first I was like,
skeptical.
Yeah, because like you're like I think I'm very beautiful, but like you're like the pretty girl, and like I grew up.
It's an us thing.
It's an us thing. I don't think that like I'm not self-conscious.
I'm just saying.
But you get like, I grew up where the pretty girls were the mean girls. Like I grew up in the era where girls who looked like you were.
You know what though?
I like language, but they were.
But you know what though? Also, I've experienced that being in Atlanta.
What do you mean?
Where the pretty girls are conniving and mean and they speculate and they gossip. And I haven't experienced that since high school, to be completely honest. You know, I feel like I'm blessed to have a circle of women in my life that know who they are and that are empowered and they're not threatened by your light or by whatever it is that you do. And, I had a new experience of different kinds of women when I moved here, and probably more so because I was meeting so many new people when I got here. Whereas in LA, I had my tribe already. I wasn't trying to meet anybody new. So not to say that it's different in Atlanta. I just had that experience here in Atlanta. But to answer the question, how do I feel? Do I cut people off or do I help to elevate them? I'm both.
I feel like you've helped me elevate a lot.
I receive that.
Yeah. I 100%.
I receive that. I think I demand for people to have accountability that are around me. And I think that inside of my relationships, whether it be platonic or romantic, and it's not with my words, it's through who I'm being, because I hold myself accountable at such a high level that I feel, at least I think I do. In my brain, I'm like, get it done. Like, just do the deal. But I say that to say that for people that you don't have to be on the same level necessarily, but you have to be willing to help yourself.
I feel like, I'm not going to say you've helped me elevate in a way where it was like subconscious, like it happened in the background in a way.
Yeah, I love that.
Because it's like, it's almost like, I don't mean to compare.
I think it's interior and it's not exterior.
It's just you create the space. It's like, hey, like I'm here and I want you here too. But you don't have to be here and that's okay. But that's your choice. Like, I'm going to give you the choice. But if you're going to be around me, you have to be here. And I just feel like for me, I made the distinct decision. Like, I made the choice to be like, all right, it's time for me to level up, because clearly God is putting me in places where I have no choice. I'm either going to float or sink. Like, I can't do both. So
and you've worked very hard and you've come a very long way. You've come a very long way. I say that all the time. I've said it on the podcast. I've said it during shooting. And I do feel like there's, we all have opportunities for growth, but you're willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
So I think that, I think ultimately for me specifically, I allow vulnerability around me. I'm very weary to allow weak around me, because I already hold for so many people. If my weight, even just if me putting my arm on you is too heavy, I gotta let you go.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I'm gonna need a full blown lean. And if
Yeah.
you break, I can't count
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
Yeah. I feel like that's a great answer.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody at some capacity has like they're either the strongest or the weakest in the group.
Yeah.
Like they're either the one that needs to be elevated or they're one that's helping others elevate.
But even if they're the weakest in that group, they might be the strongest in the other.
You see what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I was in my friend group coming into like this new chapter in my life. I was the strongest.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted more.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw the opportunity to be around like you, Helen and Athena,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what am I gonna, like, yeah, I'm like, because I know where I'm trying to go and I need to be around people who's going to help me get there. Not saying that I don't love them any less. It's just that, hey, I'm going here.
And you can choose. Do you want to be here? Or
it's okay.
It's your choice.
And it's completely okay if you choose that.
Exactly.
But as far as me and my household,
period.
we will serve the Lord. All right,
Amen.
Continue. Next question.
Okay. These are good. I like these questions.
What just happened? You like these questions?
I do.
Okay.
I especially like the one about talking to men. I feel like I could really get in my bag there.
This is a good one. Is being a high value,
quote unquote, high
woman,
value.
I'm sorry. Is being a high value individual just a modern day excuse for being picky, or is it a valid standard to live by? Sarah, are you picky?
Extraordinarily. Yes. I wouldn't call it picky. I'm very particular. I allow what I allow and I don't allow what I don't allow. And I stand on what I stand on. I say what I mean and I mean what I say with love. But I feel like, no, I feel like, everybody's not a LeBron. Everybody's not a Michael Jordan. Everybody's not a Tiger Woods, but I there's a standard that you have to have in order to get to that level. So we each have our standards. I have extraordinarily high standards for myself. And if I'm holding myself here, please believe you got to be on the same level.
This is true.
So if you can't have the same, now that being said, does that mean you have to do hair and makeup and fitted clothes? No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about character. There's a standard in your character that you have to be around me. I don't think that's making an excuse. I think it's creating peace. Otherwise, it's chaos. If you just let anybody and anything all up in your energy and your essence, it is like, I am exhausted just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's giving no. It's giving, oh, I'm sleepy. It's giving, I need a nap. It's giving emotionally drained. It's giving spiritually fatigued. Why would we create space for what we don't want in our lives? I don't want chaos. So I'm not being picky. I'm being particular. I'm being intentional. I'm being strategic, and I'm being clear inside of what it is that I want in my life.
So this is a great follow-up question.
Okay.
And I'm big at it because the internet may come for you with your answer.
Oh God, here we go.
Is it fair?
Oh no.
To expect your partner to be high value if you're not fully there yourself? Why or why not? Please go back to the girls that want $100 for a salad.
That's not high value. That's low vibration.
That's what I'm saying, but they want a high value man, but they're not there themselves. That's my point.
I don't think those people should be dating.
All right.
I think this is the truth. Look, I feel like we got to work on ourselves and get ourselves to a certain level. And until, let me retract this and say this. In your 20s, date everyone.
Wait, what?
Date everyone, fail at everything, figure out your thing, have fun, be safe, experience, travel, love, family, 20s. That's what I think should happen in your 20s. In your 30s, now that you've had the experiences of what you know you like and you don't like in life, in love, in relationships, in business, and all of the things, once you know that, when you're in your 30s, this is the time to really be who it is that you want to be. I personally think. Now, maybe for some, if you're very mature, that may happen sooner. I don't know, but I just think it's very fair to say that in your 30s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you're doing that, you are becoming a high value person. I also, honestly though, I kind of feel like high value is in you. You either got it or you don't.
So
if you're not high value, you ain't never been high value. It's kind of like you're trying to relate to a reference point you've never had. So is it fair of you to ask for something that you're not? No, it's not.
So this goes on to another question. That's funny that you said that.
Oh,
do you think high value people are born, or can anyone become high value with the right mindset and actions?
Both. I think high value are created from birth when they are birthed based on their own God-given integrity barometer point, the way that they were raised, whether it be a single family household or a single parent household or a two parent household. Regardless of wherever or however you were raised, you had a mentor of someone that fostered your own level of self, your own creation of boundary, your own belief inside of God and whatever it is that you wanted to be. You have value. You pay attention to people. You're kind to people. You're compassionate with people, but you also will assert your boundaries. No, I don't like that. Yes, I feel complete. Can we do more of this? No? Okay, great. I'll pass. You know exactly who you are because of, number one, mostly the way that you're raised. When you think about it, literally 95% of who we are is indoctrinated from what happens outside of us. It's our teachers, our parents, our colleagues, our school systems, all of those things most of the times is what's molding a child. So if you are a parent, you have to learn to foster your child's sense of self. You have to do that. That's what creates secure attachment styles. Like we've talked about in another episode. We could connect the link up here somewhere on YouTube if you just want to. Okay, sorry, I digress. That was a cool moment for me. So when we talk about secure attachment styles, I feel like that's what high value is. Now, that being said, if you come from the most trauma, we've had Wall Street Trapper on this show, and he talked about seeing his mother being shot at 14 and going to prison when he was 16 for 10 years of his life. And I can't relate to any of that, but it would be ignorant to say that that man hasn't done the work to become high value. And he's not high value because of the money he makes. He's valuable because of the character he has. So I'm using him as an example because if people follow the show, then y'all know what I'm talking about. If you don't follow the show, what I'm saying is with intentional work on yourself, when you realize that you are at the pinpoint of all your pain, when you realize that the only thing you have control over in this life is yourself, when you realize that 90% of the stuff we worry about never happens and the other 10%, so what if it did? Literally, when you start getting into a space of I'm trusting, I'm allowing God to do what God does, and everything is happening for my good, even the bad. This is all a part of my story, but I was built for it. When you come from that space because you've worked hard to become that way and you want to add value and you want to be compassionate and you want, oh my God, now life is like, of course you're a high value person because you have value in yourself. You see value in others. You help others to instill value. That's what I think is high value. So most of the time, I think it's in you. Most of the time, I don't think that people are self-aware enough to know that they may not be bringing value, or maybe they've been indoctrinated into thinking that beauty is enough or sex is enough, when the truth is that that's just not the truth, even though the truth doesn't really even exist. But that's a whole other conversation on a different podcast. But that's my answer. I think the answer is both. But you got to work so hard for the latter.
That's real. That's real. Thanks. All right. Now, on to the reaction videos. Oh, there's so many.
I love so many.
Just go to the DMs and pick one into the Instagram DMs.
Okay. Our little group chatty chat. Oh, dang. See, anytime I open Instagram, I'm bombarded with notifications. My notifications for Instagram are not on at all.
They're not?
No. It's a distraction. Oh, wow.
Go to the first one where it says Riz. I guess that's what that says.
Minky picks up money from her pay pig. Is that what you're talking about?
The one right before.
Oh, Riz. Okay.
Your number one red flag.
Okay, let's say we're on a first date and you're putting your phone face down.
Damn,
I
I
don't
do
trust
that.
that. But it's like
That means that, listen, baby, I'm focused on you. Fact, I don't want to.
That boy is good.
Your number one red flag.
How do you feel about the phone being face down when you're on a first date?
I pay attention to it.
I
I notice.
Oh, you notice everything.
Yeah, I do.
It's a blessing and a curse at this point.
It is. It is exactly both of those. I wouldn't say it's a red flag. Knowing me, I would probably ask, like, if we're like, how many date, like first date? No, I'm not going to ask you why your phone is face down. It's not that serious. Fourth or fifth date, after phone conversations, I'm going to be like, baby, why do you always have your phone face down? Do you have a hidden family that I need to know about? I'd probably joke. I'm not even kidding.
You know what? You give that.
I will probably joke, whatever it may be. But first date, no, that's not a red flag. Not first date.
Okay.
Kenny, what you think?
Why you got that phone face down, player?
So, all right. First date, it's either they want to make sure they're giving their full attention, like you were just saying. It could be true. Or it could be like, I mean, if you're trying to hide something, you're going to keep it in your pocket. I think that's pretty obvious. I ain't gonna lie. But if you're with somebody, let's say my relationship, been in it for very long, if I'm still leaving my phone on the table with her face down, I'm probably hiding something or don't want something to pop up. But again, if that's the case, I would put it in my pocket.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
it's
why
weird.
would put it in the pocket?
But it's funny because even when I'm with my lady, I intentionally leave my phone up. And I let her go through my phone and check in and see whatever is going on. It's not a big deal at all.
She goes through your phone? You let her go through
She doesn't go through it, which is pretty dope. But if she had to or felt like she wanted to, it's perfectly fine. And on top of that, she has access to my Instagram and all that stuff. So like,
does she?
yeah. And even at that, like, I would have her reach out to people for me so then we can start getting more leads and sales and stuff. So it was like, I literally have nothing to hide.
That's me.
So it's not a big deal for me. Anybody can go through my phone if needed. You don't got to, but I could care less.
You know what I love? I love when I'm on, like, let's say I'm with a person and they're like, oh yeah, look at this video. And they just hand me their phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I trust you for real. Like you don't care what, either, or you just don't care. Like, it's either like you really don't have nothing going on, or like, you're just like, we're that open and honest, or you really don't care what I see. Cause I'm like, you just handed me your phone to look at this. Your DMs are right here. Like, if I was that sneaky person, oh, I could have saw all the juice. I just don't go looking. I'm not interested. What you about to say?
Literally. No, I'm saying, even with Anissa the other day, we was on a production shoot and I gave her my phone to go meet with somebody outside. And it's like, and then after that, I'm like, where's my phone? I forgot where my phone
is.
And it's like, oh, she had it. And it's like, to me, I didn't think, oh, crap, did she see my phone, my photo album? Did she go through my Instagram? Did she see my bank account? I really could care less.
I wouldn't even.
I didn't think
like,
she would
why
do that.
look? Right. But also, I got photos on my phone that are not meant for the public.
But if you give somebody your phone, do you trust them enough to be like, they probably wouldn't snoop around?
I would hope so.
Right.
I really don't be giving my phone to most people, to be honest. Okay, next video.
Yep.
Minky picks up her money from her pay pig.
Shout out to Celeste.
Waiting outside the ATM. Hurry up and be a good little pay piggy and send me the code so I can drain all of your money. Ooh, they just came through. I can't wait to spend your money while you're at work all day. From Findom alone, I do make 5 figures a month. Findom, or financial domination, is basically a power play kink where the man finds pleasure in handing over his finances to a woman. They will like send me some bank codes. I'll go to whatever bank ATM they're with and then put in the codes and pick up however much money that they are giving me. Okay, 300, all right. Happy to send more if you need. I demand send another 200. So I've just gone to the ATM and what a good little pay piggy. You got out $1,000 instead of 500. I wonder what I'm gonna spend this on. This guy always will tell me an amount and then he'll give me a little bit more, which is fun. My longest sub that I've had, and we've got a great relationship. He came to me and he said, oh, I've got this fantasy. I would love to get out a loan and give it to you, $50,000. And I was like, let's lower that right down because I want to keep our relationship going. And I could see that he could comfortably pay off $25,000.
And did he just give you the full 25?
Yes, yes.
What did I just watch?
No, Celeste sent it to me.
I'm doing life wrong.
Cause the smile, you was like, why am I?
Why
I'm in the
am I
wrong
working
profession.
so hard? Why like, girl?
Would you do that?
No, I wouldn't. But to my man, I would love to. I wish he would let me. The baby, what am I gonna spend all your money on? Oh my god, I would love to talk crazy like that. Like it would be fun. Like I don't think that he would really be that kind of person that gets off on me talking to him like that. But let's say he gives me a credit card and he's like, oh, why am I holding my phone like this while I'm having this conversation? Oh my God. Look, I changed everything changed. But I feel like if you were to be like, oh yeah, baby, go, like, you know, I would have a credit card. I'm sure I'd have a credit card. And because that's been my past experience, right? So
Right.
I've had a credit card and I just swipe on the credit card. And if you were to be like, oh babe, I want you to go get something nice. I can't wait to spend all your money, babe. You know what is crazy? I've had experiences like that happen in my relationships, right? Like I've had experiences where there's like, oh, I want you to go shopping and I want you, this is, you know, have money, like go. And then I get taken to go shopping with the driver and all the things. Like I've had that experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I got thousands of dollars. This is my person also. This is not a random person. This is the person I'm in a relationship with. And I got thousands of dollars to go shopping. When I get back home, he's like, how much did you spend? I was like, oh, $300. No, I said 3. He said 3,000. I said, no, 300. You want to see what I got? I got some refills from Sephora. I got a new pair of Jordan Air Force Ones. Not Air Force Ones. What's the tall ones?
I know
Jordan 11s? Jordan 1s.
I don't wear
Jordan
Jordan
6s?
One of them.
Pair of Jordans. $150. And I think, and a smoothie. That's what I got.
Was he mad at you?
No, he loved that about me. One thing about me, I don't ask for anything. And so I get a lot. I don't know if it's because I do know actually. It's because I don't ask for anything. I don't want to have to ask for anything. And I think that that's why I have always been like spoiled little lover princess baby.
I love
muffin.
that for you. I love that.
Yeah. But you know, and again, that's also why I'm used to dating, you know, that's why I'm talking to women that want high value masculine men that want to have these kinds of experiences. I can talk about them because I've actually had them, you know, and this isn't from a random person on a thing, but this is funny.
Yeah. Look at that next one. Celeste sent that one too.
Oh God, Celeste. I don't know why everybody mad at this. They just having fun.
Oh yeah.
Am I supposed to turn on the sound? Am I supposed to watch? Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Gucci like Apple Pay, credit or debit. Gucci like Apple Pay, Gucci like Apple Pay, credit or debit. Gucci like Apple Pay.
Okay, bitch, block that who next? You in your text. I'm like, yes, the name that's on my chain, the same one on my check. Give me wet, I like it.
Wait, what? No, so Celeste sent that to me and she wanted you to react to this because she was basically in the premise that those are the women that's demanding the high value men, and this is the things that they talk about.
I don't even understand what they're saying. Apple Pay. Wait, let me hear it again. Your coochie's like Apple Pay? What does that mean?
I don't know, Sarah.
If your coochie's like Apple Pay, you send payments, you receive payments. In your coochie? I don't understand. What does it mean?
I don't know. Celeste sent it to me. Literally.
What do you think that means? What does that mean? Dang. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's listen again to the words. Oh, maybe they're saying the coochie likes Apple Pay. Is that what they're saying? That makes more sense. Because the first part I don't understand at all.
Let's go with that.
But if they're saying okay, it's giving prostitution, no? No?
Celeste said this gotta be a reaction video for Sarah.
Why'd she say that?
I don't know.
Celeste Cersei Richmond. I love you. I don't understand. I don't get it. Unless she was like talking about how women really be out here asking for the most, but you're a prostitute. This is my question. Why can't we just call it what it is? Why do these women try to pose as these high value, feminine, sexy boss babes when your whole life is fronted by a man that you don't like?
When did it start? I don't remember. Like when
Since the beginning of time, probably.
Nah. No.
Prostitution?
No. Not talking about literal prostitution, Sarah.
Oh, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about women that got this whole, in order to take me out, you got to cash at me $1,000 type thing. Like, where did this originate?
You know what's funny though? This is what people don't understand about what you're saying. Here we go.
Okay.
Ladies, for women that expect you to cash app you $1,000 for dinner, to get ready for dinner. Oh, sure, he'll send you $1,000. $1,000 is nothing. But you're going to get, okay? So when that happens, you're exchanging sex for money, right?
Okay, yeah.
But now you only got $1,000. How many times is he going to do that until he goes to the next girl that looks the same or better, that has a body that's the same or better, and it's temporary. So now you got to keep finding the next person. Whereas if you just focus on being a good woman, you will attract all of the men that you want and get to choose the ones that you want so that they get to say things like, baby, go shopping, take the driver, spend all the money. Women are out here, they're working backwards. You're literally working against yourself. If you have to ask for it from a man, I have a question from that man. I also would think that man is insecure. Any man that makes you ask, I think might be insecure.
Make you ask for what?
Anything. Like if he knows the need, but he wants to hear you say, can you please help me? And he actually cares, like this man loves you, he's insecure. That's an ego stroke. That's a power play. Why are we power playing in our relationship? Partnership doesn't require power plays unless they're made together.
This is true.
Am I crazy?
No. Go on to the next one.
Okay. Final
This can be
one.
the last
Oh,
one. Yep.
sheesh. Okay, here we go. Dating addiction. Did Celeste send you this one? This seems like her vibe. Did I send you this one?
I think you did. Yep.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I've seen it.
No. This is one of the ones that you sent me.
If I sent it, then I've seen it.
No, I don't think you. No, I don't think. Nope, you didn't send this to me.
You sure?
I'm positive.
I just feel like I
think
recognize
Italy
this
sent me
white
this.
man.
No,
Okay.
Italy sent me this.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Italy girl.
Hey, girl. Okay, here we go. It's not making noise. Okay.
I think that there's more single people than there ever has been in history. And I also think it's easier. If you were single in your late 30s or your 40s in 1990, you're sitting at home in an apartment alone. And for you to find that, you have to go to a bar. And it was harder, but also made you, one say, settle.
People at that point
we're not allowed to be as picky.
Or you were just like, this is compatible enough.
Now there's no settling.
There is no settling for anyone. There's always a better option.
Something better, yeah.
And it's so hard to get away from that I've come to the realization that, do I enjoy being single? Yes. I think you also get very good at it. Even when you go on a date and it's satisfying and you have fun, you still will go on that app just to see if maybe there's a chance that there's someone just a little extra more compatible for you.
Oh, man.
I can go on a date and I could have one of the best dates. You'll still go, but let me look what else. You can be, you know what?
But if I could
At
find
dinner,
her and she's a brunette.
Yeah. Or you know what? Maybe I could find exactly what I had tonight, but she does eat sushi. You know, whatever. You can be so specific with how picky you want to be. And the fact that you can be that picky makes me think that we're going to evolve to a point where we are just building a robot that looks and does what we want it to do. There's more single people than there ever have.
He said a mouthful.
I'm who he's talking about.
I love the accountability.
I am. I don't want to settle. I don't want to, but somebody's got to.
So let's talk about this settling thing, right? Because the word really pisses me off.
I know. Should we Google it? Let's Google it.
Yes. And I'm going to say, okay, so say for instance, you are a woman.
Yeah.
Let's say you have 30 boxes that a man has to check off. Maybe more, maybe less.
Okay.
Let's just say a good 30 boxes.
Okay.
So you telling me if he only checks 25 of the 30 boxes, you're settling? That's what? That's a solid A. Like that's an A for effort. No, like if you think
not an A.
If
definitely not an A. That's a C minus.
Nuh-uh.
Absolutely. 20 out of 30?
No, 25. 25. No, 25. Oh, it's an 83. I'm sorry. It's a B. It's a B minus. But
I don't want a B minus life. I don't. I have an A life right now, you know. I'm working on A plus, so you know. Honestly, okay, look. Definitions of settle. Resolve or reach an agreement about an argument or problem. Okay. 2, pay. Okay. 3, adopt a more steady or secure style of life, especially in a permanent job or home. 4, sit or come to rest in a comfortable position. Ooh, I don't like that much. Those are the 4 that it has. So
is that really a bad thing?
No, I don't think it's bad. And honestly, most people do because that's the only option. You know, nobody has 100% of what you want. And I don't expect someone that has 100% of what I want.
What about 90?
I don't need 90% of what I want, but I need 100% of what I need.
That's a bar.
That's what I need.
That's a bar.
I won't settle on my core values. I won't settle on alignment. I won't settle on like the level of trust and respect that I have in my partner's leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where we all know, all of us in here know that I will settle the way he looks, his height. I don't care about that. Mm-hmm. How tall he is. How are you? I don't even really like the most sexy, I want you to be
that
handsome.
Was probably the biggest shock to me. They
too entitled. It's like, we do too much work.
But
it's giving ghetto, you know?
Okay.
I think that we live in a world where settling might be a good idea for most because we're humans and we crave connection.
Do you feel like you will ever settle?
No, I don't. I feel like me and settling don't go together. I feel like I wouldn't settle for marriage. That's what I'll say.
Mm.
Now, would I settle for having a boyfriend that I travel around the world with and we get to do the things and, you know, maybe I don't have children and we get to impact and I move my parents to my compound and all? Would I settle for that? Yeah. Why not?
Mm.
Now, if there's children involved, I want to be married. I desire to be married. But as I don't know what it looks like. I just know that every time I thought I knew I was wrong, number one. And number two, I feel like it is easier to be single. Selfish. You get to be so selfish.
I've never related to a statement so much.
Which one?
The like it's easier being single. Like I literally just found myself in that situation just this past weekend, and I was like sitting in my car like in tears, and I was just like, I don't like this. Like I was just like,
ghetto.
And it's not because of anything that he did. It's just that I was just like, I don't want to deal with it. I want to be selfish for a little bit. I felt like I spent a lot of portions of my life being selfless and giving myself to other people at whatever capacity, friendship or more. And I feel like, especially like being celibate and not, actively dating, I feel like I'm learning to love it more. Because I feel like as a person that's recovering from warm body syndrome, because I didn't know that was a thing until I met you, but that's a thing. It's you go through the withdrawals like anything. You go through the withdrawals of like, oh no, I need you, and then when you get in it, you be like, I don't even like you like that. Like what is it? And so I had to get to a space where I finally was okay with like being by myself. Like I finally, like you said, 4 years. It takes 4 years to come out of a avoidant or detachment style. So I'm like, am I okay with possibly going 4 to 5 years of no physical connection to heal and be okay? And so I could be the highest level of myself. I was literally just thinking that.
It doesn't have to be physical connection. It's just sexual connection.
Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, am I willing and ready to go through that journey? And I was sitting here like, I've never been so ready to do a thing, because it's ghetto. It's ghetto when you connecting with people
that they're just wasting your time.
Yeah,
it's like a waste of time.
Yeah, I'm over it.
I just, for me, if there's not value being brought, I'm not interested. And that's platonically or romantically. And look, I'm dating. I'm having the time of my life right now. There's no doubt about it. I have God is so good. And also, I'm just not pressed. I feel like when it's time, it'll be time. Maybe it's him, maybe it's not. I have no attachment. I am just trusting and releasing and being.
Does somebody have is somebody like the apple of your eye right now? Do they have like your undivided attention? I just, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm being a little nosy, but the people want to know anyway.
If I did, the internet will never know. The internet will never know until they do. Yeah, so.
Well, I feel complete, Sarah.
I feel very complete. We're complete?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, that wraps up another episode of It's Giving, guys. If you've made it this far, we love you. If you want to submit questions or videos, hit that link below so you can submit to us. Also, don't forget to pick up that little ebook with the video situation down there in the description box. If you're looking to become a more high-value feminine woman, definitely want to check out that book. It is super affordable, super effective, and it's 10 really straightforward steps on how to start. It's an intro to femininity. And without further ado, Anissa, we got Anissa on the mic over here, killing it. Shot by Anissa. What's up, baby?
What's up?
Yes, and we got Who Is Kenny V? Kenny over here on the switchboard, producer of the year. What's up?
Let's get it. Who?
Oh, and we actually hit a year, guys.
Yay.
We in our second year, okay? We in our second year figuring out. But guys, if no one has told you today, you are freaking phenomenal. Bomb.com. Nothing can stop you but you got to do something about it. Love you guys so much. Bye.
Peace.